Welcome out to another story roundtable. I'm Jerome Wetzel, a producer of It's Up and Radio Hour, and I am sitting here with the stars of Space Dirt, Samantha Stark and Ryan Yohe.
Hello.
Hi.
That was only one of your two parts of Scagly.
Hello.
That's better. So we're gonna break down Space Dirt. It wasn't our longest running segment, but it was fun. What? I guess. How do I even ask? I should have prepared questions. What overall do you think the segment was to the two of you individually?
The first word that came to my mind was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a fun segment to do, and taking it over for someone who is no longer with us was a little on the challenging side, just because you're so used to one person and you're trying to bring that to them. But I think over time I found my dirt and not trying to emulate the other one.
Well, there were auditions for
Yes.
that role, for taking over the role, and a number of people auditioned.
Mm-hmm.
I thought yours was the best one. That's why you were cast. We did it gender blind because we wanted the flexibility to pick whoever embodied the spirit. And then we kind of retroactively changed Dirt's backstory, that Dirt was a woman who had disguised herself as a man for a plot, as a con, and then went back to being a woman, which, again, allows you to be more free with how you're expressing, because you were playing we're playing a character version. Mm-hmm. But there was still some authenticity to it.
I think so. I like dirt.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yohe, what about, you were in seasons 2. Well, you were in season 1 a bit, but seasons 2 and 3, you were the only other main character in the segment.
Yeah, I didn't even realize or even think about it until maybe a few weeks ago when I saw the roundtable and was like, I guess I was a main character. But it was fun because we had the established Dirt, and then Scagly, all I was given was the note of, because there was not an audition, if I recall correctly.
There was an audition. Oh, wait, maybe not.
Nope,
maybe not.
I think I was, and I saw it when it was handed to me. It was like, oh, by the way, there are italics and there are regular font, and it's like there are two different personalities. Like, oh, and I was like, all right, well, let's see.
I was like, yes.
What personalities should we have? And then went from diplomatic to Sam Kinniston, and I think that was the sweet spot.
Why do you think? Well, when we cast Scagly, it was actually like there were several new characters being brought into that segment, and Dirt eventually formed a whole little ensemble that season, and then we ditched them in the next season and formed another little ensemble, and then we ditched them, and then we formed we kept changing the grouping of characters. Why do you think Scagly is the one that stuck with Dirt?
For Dirt's protection. I think once folks realize that Scagly, especially the louder side, and the fact that both sides happen to respond to Dirt fairly well, and I think it just became more apparent that it could be more of a bodyguard or just someone to throw off anyone that might be plotting something nefarious, especially once you see how limbs fly off, Scagly gets angry.
I was like, what? I could. It's the final episode. It's the second to last episode, or was it the final episode that was happening? I think it was the second to last, but one of the last two. Anyway, listen to it all, so you get the whole vibe. But I imagined that scene in my head as a TV show, and I could just see it so clearly. And I was trying vocally to just beam that into listeners' heads. This is what I want you to see when I'm reacting to this and what he's doing. And I hope that came off. But I also think that a reason Dirt wanted Scagly around is he's one of the only people that would tell Dirt the truth.
Yep.
Both sides would. One is more gentle but is a little more lenient, and the other side is you're an idiot, knock it off.
Yeah, I don't think Scagly was ever successfully conned by Dirt. Scagly saw through Dirt immediately in a way that some characters did, some didn't to varying degrees, but Scagly seemed to zone in. Also,
I liked how Scagly would also placate a little bit, but then at the same time, we're just all right, no, that's enough. You need to hear the truth.
I'm done.
Yeah, you need to hear the truth from both of us.
But I think there was some real affection there eventually. It took a long time, but both sides seemed to value Dirt in the end.
I think it was Scagly having Dirt actually listen, because I took it upon the backstory that was never told about Scagly, but I figured that him having two personalities probably didn't make him friends with a lot of people. And I think that having somebody that actually stuck around and interacted regularly, I think that to Scagly just indicated like, okay, let's continue this. Let's actually have a friend or some type of ally or companion.
Yeah, we didn't develop his backstory. When we met him, he was living with the witch. Griselda, who immediately was like, he's going to accompany you. And I guess in my mind, from my writing perspective, I was like, he probably hasn't been with her very long. He's probably there as like for protection of himself, like from others. But then she kept him just because like, oh, he could be useful because we've seen him violent.
He's a good gopher too.
But then as soon as like she had the chance to get rid of him, she got rid of him. So I don't think there was affection there. But Dirt never tried to get rid of Scagly. Not really.
Not really, no. Not with any sort of like
I mean, Dirt slipped
gusto.
away from everybody a few times, but never told Scagly to leave.
Yeah. Well, I think there's like that in the back of Dirt's minds, like Scagly will catch up. Like he's got me, I've got him. He'll catch up. But Dirt, you know, Dirt has a hard, tough exterior, and that's the kind of friend Scagly needed, because he needs someone who can handle both personalities and who values that truth.
Yeah. I think they're both misfits, outsiders who didn't really have anybody else until they found each other.
Yep.
I agree.
So
Besties.
writing that finale scene where we jumped forward a couple decades was one of my favorites, probably my favorite scene to write for Spacer, but one of my favorite scenes I've written for the show in a long time. Just seeing the two of them. Part of me wishes we could have stuck with them for 20 years and seen it grow and develop, but part of me is like, no, I think this is where it would have ended up anyway. So whether we had story to tell or not, I really like that they were still together so long.
Yeah. That
got
it
so
made me
touching.
sad. It did, and
Yeah.
I was just like,
President and Vice President retiring together. Yeah.
and we had a nice little hug at the end. We were like, oh, we're done.
I also love that I decided to age Scagly
Yep.
20 or 30 or 40 some years, turned 400 years for Scagly. Just
Yeah.
became this.
Well, I assumed based on your performance, I'm like, yeah, Scagly's species probably doesn't live to be 100 years old.
A lot of special care taken from Dirt, and
Yeah.
I think that really came across. And then everything, even the slow head movements, I was just laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I think Dirt probably will outlive Scagly, but yeah. Dirt is somebody that kept finding herself in the middle of situations. Why do you think that is?
Just some people are just cursed with that, you know, bad things follow me. Like Dirt was genuinely trying to be like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it. But when you gain that type of reputation, it's not easy to leave it. And people are going to come find you. So even though Dirt was like, I'm kind of want to be out of this game and I just want to live my life and I don't want to be like your king. I don't want to be this. I just want to go. Like, let me go home.
And
Or
the
go
fact
find
that
a
you
home.
handled it every single time, I think also lends to that curse of it will continue because people and everything around the universe around you realizes you handle every situation. You find your way out.
It's like those
once in a
memes
while.
that are like when you accidentally become important at work, and because that's my real life to a T. I'm like, damn it, I don't want to be good at this. I'm always good at the things I don't like doing, but then that's kind of like how Dirt is. It's like, damn it.
Well, yeah, because her cons never worked or worked in a limited way. Like she almost always got blown up in her cons, but it was the things she didn't want to be part of that actually were successful.
Yeah.
So
She's like, I just want out, so it's gonna work out because I want to be done with this now.
yeah. Oh man. Do you think she was just did not know herself well enough?
Probably.
Didn't know what
Dirt-
she wanted or what her skills were?
Yeah, I think Dirt kind of falling into that con life, it's always got them through, you know, and not any sort of big riches, but enough to pay the bills. I can do this. I only need I only need to make X amount, then I can be done, you know, then I can like space out, you know, whatever. But I also think especially like young Dirt liked the thrill as well. So it was very thrill seeking. And then when people started, I think it's a big roller coaster, right? Like someone getting into that kind of like smuggler lifestyle, you're young, it's exciting, it pays the bills. And then it's exciting and it pays the bills. And then it's it pays the bills. Damn it, I'm too old for this. I don't want to do it anymore.
So in canon, we did not establish what the connection was, but we have met another Dirt in It's All Been on Radio, Melvin Dirt, who was also a con man, very similar to Harry Dirt, and got caught in the con and got stuck. Do you think Melvin was a descendant or an ascendant of Harry Dirt? In my mind, I had an answer, but we never established in canon, so we could always change what the answer is. But
I think, was Melvin like super successful
Melvin
or mid?
No, Melvin had taken over this planet by brain controlling everybody, but then you were in the episode no, you weren't in the episode. Sorry, it was when Liddy and Ezra were traveling with Tim, and they shut down the mind control, and so then Melvin became the slave to all the people he had enslaved.
Ooh,
it was an early Travels with Tim episode
Yeah.
that Scott Wilson guest starred in.
I think ascendant versus a later descendant.
I in my mind, as I was writing it, I thought of it as Dirt's father and had the intention maybe to bring the character back as Dirt's father. However, because it was never established in canon, that's not official.
We can establish it.
It could be, well, I don't know if we'll ever see that character again, but we could always, so the Space Dirt spinoff was developed purely by convenience because we do special shows at festivals and stuff. We used to do a lot more of them than we do now. And we used to sometimes do original material because we didn't have a big backlog to pull from. And so it was like, okay, these are the cast members we have. We can use them in this way, but then we have these other cast members who are available, but I don't have anything. So rather than just recast characters, I will write something new. And that's how the first episode of Space Dirt came, Tea Party, because Dallas, we were at the West Grandview Fringe Festival and we needed a sketch, and Dallas was not being used, so we put him in a Harry Dirt spinoff. And then we waited like a whole year to do another episode. Why do you think Harry Dirt makes a good character for a spinoff for Universe Journey? Because there's been a lot of fun characters in Universe Journey. Like Harry Dirt instead of Z or Captain Yeez or those other characters.
I like the fact that Dirt is able to be in the Universe Journey, but also the Echo dimension. Like we saw so many Echo characters. This is really like where the Strife came in. And I think it was a lot of fun because in the original Universe Journey, like we can do Echo stuff, but then like it fades out eventually. But it's fun to just be able to throw like Boomerang in and be like, oh, Dirt thought it escaped. And now we have all these Echo folks that know Dirt and know the Echo Dirt. And it's like, I'm like, oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, a large part of season 2, you were just caught in the middle of the Echo War with the regular Universe Journey characters. We reintegrated the segments for a little bit, sort of.
Well, I think Dirt also has a lot of comedic pull, which I think like drew us naturally to that character having a spinoff because real stuff is happening around him, but like he's just a funny character. She is just a funny. I'm thinking of Dallas playing the original. So she is just a super funny character, and the one-liners and the quips and the fast talking just make her, I think, pretty compelling because you don't really know what she's going to do next. Like you don't know what the play is. You don't know what she's thinking. And especially those like early episodes when Dirt was like a guest and when Dirt was counting the character, or like the people on the bridge, and you're just
in the bar.
What is
this
character doing? And it's just like, oh, okay. All right, well, 1, 2, 3. And it just, you're like, what are you doing? Which is that natural line of like, follow this character.
Also, one thing I really like about the way you've had Dirt is it almost feels like when the narrator is narrating, Dirt is almost breaking the fourth wall. Just like it caught me like, that's and it just felt so natural to hear that. And I always just was really tickled by that because I don't think there are any other segments or shows that we have where there's like that very much the pace is being narrated and one of the main characters is like quipping or just like having things, but it's Dirt. That's how Dirt operates. So it makes sense and it doesn't feel like it's out of place or anything.
No, I like that. And I think that's I didn't really think about that in any sort of articulate way. So I appreciate you bringing that up because I totally agree. Especially because it makes me think of like the theme song where Dirt's just like annoyed that they're there and having to sing this theme song.
I think Dirt
Every
doesn't want
time.
the spotlight on her, right?
Yeah,
Calm woman should disappear into the shadows.
in the shadows.
Right? Oh, man, it's such a fun theme song.
It is. I enjoy doing it.
And you did a great job with it. I know you were nervous to sing a theme song,
Always.
but-
I want to curl up into a ball and cry every time I have to sing, but I'll do it.
Is there a particular moment or episode that stands out to either of you from the 20 episodes of Space Dirt that we did?
Oh my God, there were 20 episodes.
There were. We did 2 7-episode seasons, and then a third, and then the final season was 6 episodes. It was going to be 7, but it felt like we were stretching out the story artificially to get that 7th one in there, so we did 6.
Oh God, they're so spread out. So it's like sometimes it's hard to remember.
Well, in the first season we did the Tea Party. Then we did a
Yeah.
5-episode Wizard of Oz thing in Ceylon, and then we did It's Good to Be the King, which was a short commercial, like a short commercial to tease. But then the second season was 7 episodes that was really integrated in Universe Journey, and then the third season was after Universe Journey left, and it was Dirt getting stuck in the middle of the fallout of struggle for power in the Echo Dimension.
I really like when we were introduced to Joe's character, the general, who had like that old, who had like that southern, like,
Foghorn Leghorn.
yeah, kind of.
Talking about the final season?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked when I oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my, it's a later episode. It's when Dirt has to take place of the president and the girlfriend is there.
Ashok. Oh, no, not Ashok. The mistress,
The mistress
played by Rochelle Collins.
was so fun. Oh gosh, she did such a good job. And so that and the wife. So the interactions when Kristen's character, the wife is coming on to Dirt, and then Rochelle's character is coming on to Dirt, and Dirt's just like, I don't know what to do. And that was so much fun to play off of both of them and to be that uncomfortable, because I like to make things awkward. That's just my comedic zone. So I'm like, this is going to be weird, and I love it.
We never saw Echo Dirt. She apparently died off screen. But in my mind, when you go home to Ashok's for the first time and she's like, I'll get the bondage stuff ready, I don't think she actually did that with Echo Dirt. I think she knew already, because it seems pretty clear she already knew. And I think she knew her Dirt that would be uncomfortable. So let's do it to you and see if it makes you uncomfortable.
Super funny. I loved it.
Do you think they had you don't know Echo Dirt, but do you think they had any type of real marriage, or do you think it was always power and manipulation? I mean, it's the Echo Dimension, so.
It is the Echo Dimension, but if you have two people that want the same thing, you could have like that real marriage. I think there was a real marriage there, but it's one of those like marriages of convenience. Like, we want the same thing, we're going to work together to get it. But if something happens to you, that's fine.
Well, Ashok did kill Echo Dirt, or put in motion a plan, or somebody did. Her or the mistress, they were all trying to do whatever they were trying to do. By the time this goes live, there will be an exclusive short story for Patreon donors from Echo Dirt's perspective of the actual like assassination attempt. Or assassination.
Patreon at patreon.com/IABD.
Yeah.
IABD.
It was one of our 2024 exclusive stories that didn't get released until 2025. But yeah, so I did think in my head what was going on with Echo Dirt and what that was. But I'm a little sad we never got to see her, because I wanted to, and it just didn't fit in the story.
Now, do we have clear points that Echo Dirt, like what cons she was running versus like what cons Dirt is running?
No, we never really heard about Echo Dirt's cons. So,
And is Echo Dirt's cons more successful, or is Echo Dirt better?
I mean, spoiler.
More cunning.
She probably didn't have an Echo Scagly. I'm just gonna say.
No, because Scagly is the Echo Scagly.
Oh, that's right.
We don't know if real Scagly exists, because I don't think there's a duplicate for everybody. That's a
They're
difference in my
combined.
mind.
That's the two personalities.
Oh my God.
They were
Oh,
smashed
man.
together when the rift opened.
Well, I know
don't
which one's the Echo Scagly, and which one
the
is-
nice one?
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, was there anything that you wish we would have gotten to see in Space Dirt that we didn't get to? Or alternatively, because I see you both think, is there a pitch for a special down the road to return to these characters?
I would actually really love to see them visit the museum, the 3DG museum that we did in Tim, and then try to find like their artifacts. Like maybe there's something they needed, and
that is a multi-dimensional museum, so it would exist in the Echo Dimension as well as, and it would be the same museum from our universe.
Oh, I feel like someone from Pimmer Lab could pull them or something.
Georgie's Jabs pulls Scagly and Dirt.
Scagly's been on Georgie's Jabs, hasn't
that's-
she? I thought so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought.
Or because, like you had pointed out, Yohe, the Dirt almost breaking that fourth wall should meet the architect.
Ooh, I like that.
Or meet Violet, who's met the architect.
Gosh.
Get super high with Violet, and they're both like, "What's up, man?"
Seacrest that the green was on Georgie's Jabs. Dr. Oshuk's original flavor was on Georgie's Jabs. No, I don't see Scagly or Dirt having been on Georgie's Jabs, so.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, well.
But we have a ton of we have a handful of interdimensional things that I think could.
Do you think that
Could pull
Dirt
back
would
some
eventually
specials.
get involved in interdimensional, not stay isolated in her own little retirement villa?
Well, because, president of the world, president of Earth, or, would have to have diplomatic relationships.
see.
So you use that political angle to but depending on what time period it is it closer to the end, or is it, is going to determine what Dirt's speech pattern, desires, what they need, how they go about getting it.
Nice. Well, I think I really liked Space Dirt. It was fun.
I did too.
I'm going to miss it. The characters. I'm going to miss. Well, I think we could have done more seasons if our show wasn't already overstuffed and we needed to make some space for some other things. I think we could have sat down and thought of another season, and maybe we will at some point. But I also think it's really nice to have the bookended 20-episode story and just kind of that was fun. That was
And
good.
it had such a pleasant, sweet ending. So.
I know. I wouldn't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
We'd either have to do it we'd probably have to do something before the ending as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Something in
those
the
years
gap.
in between.
yeah.
Presidential, yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine we'd do anything after that ending because that needs to be the way they end.
Or something in Tim is making reference to, President Dirt of
Yeah.
Earth,
Yeah. Well, thank you both. And listen to all 20 episodes of Space Dirt if you haven't already. If you have, re-listen to them.
Do it.
Yes, you should. Do it now!
Do it now.
Both sides of his personality wanted you to listen, so.
So that means it's official. You have to.
Ha!
It's law.
It's All Been Done Radio Hour number 556, Story Roundtable number 19, Space Dirt series wrap up. This roundtable features Samantha Stark, Ryan Yohe, and Jerome Wetzel.
It's All Been Done presents.
Who's got the time?
Sweet.
Yay!
Now we gotta go do Universe Journey Roundtable.
You said we're rolling right as I was going to pour this, and I thought about doing it right into the
You
microphone.
could have. You absolutely could have.